Welcome to BC Tech Scaleup Academy. This video is part of our new Markets and Strategic Growth curriculum and explores customer insights on technology adoption. Our featured experts are Andrew Donaher of CGI, Kevin Collins of CharliAI, Niamh Pollak of Clio, and Woodward of Trulioo. And the topics of focus include what customers should consider before adopting a new technology, and how to manage risk and maximize the potential of technology adoption.
I would just emphasize three themes. The first is that I think it's absolutely critical to be really clear internally as to what your challenge is. What is the business problem that you're trying to solve? Clarity around that is critical because invariably you're going to go test the market, survey the market, talk to people. You're going to get a lot of sales pitches. You're going to hear a lot of technical jargon. You're going to hear about bells and whistles, and just really being clear on what problem you're actually trying to solve and choosing a solution that best solves that problem is important. I think then too, having a really cogent change management strategy and implementation plan is going to really go a long way to ensuring success. And then three, anticipating what could go wrong. How might this end badly? Trying to mitigate that up front, but then recognizing that if, unfortunately it transpires, extracting yourself as quickly as possible and with the least amount of damage is also critical.
I break it down into three things. One, time box. I time box all the time. What do I want to achieve, and what's the time frame to go and achieve it? And I box it to that time. And I don't find a lot of organizations doing so. They end up with scope creep. They end up with expanding what they're going to do in the time frame, what they're going to do. Time box it. Learn how to time box and keep the scope time boxed. So that's the one big thing. The other one is focusing on the transformation you want to get within the business. So you have to time box, you have to transform. And the third part of it is you have to understand the roadmap of any technology that you're adopting, because you're buying into that journey.
The best customers are the ones with a bias for action. They understand that they're, trying to solve a business problem. They understand that, for example, trying to drive 0.5% off their SG&A, or you got 300 basis points on your cost of goods sold that you got to drive out. Understanding that problem and then how you're going to leverage technology or different components of technology as you move forward to address that issue is the best customer and the most successful thing that we're seeing around the globe right now. Customers, you moving forward with an idea of how to mitigate potential risks, making sure you get to production, making sure that your business users are using it and realizing it, and then ensuring is the technology best suited for you in what you're trying to achieve. But organizations that are evaluating technology without first leading with those financial metrics and which way they're trying to drive and pull on which financial lever are the ones that are not set up for success. And that's the first thing that we look for, is quantifying that value, and then we'll figure out which technology or technologies can help solve the problem. That's the key to it all.
I think it's vital to trial the product. You really want to play around with the interface and the functionality before you make a decision. And certainly at Clio, every customer can trial the LPM for 7 days for free. And what I'd recommend folks do, whether they're trialing Clio or other tech stacks, is don't only focus on what the technology can do, focus on what it can't do, because no vendor wants a lack of mutuality vis-a-vis their customers. Every tech stack has a limitation as to the great magic it can perform for its customers, and everything else is on the roadmap. And we always want our customers to know exactly, when things are net new, when features are launching, and what the technology can't do at this point in time. And you never want to be oversold and then underserved. So I think the trial is very important.
What you need is the ability to effectively manage the risk. And you can easily do that on any technology adoption through paid pilots, through the ability to trial before you buy. And a lot of Canadian organizations don't seem to head down that path as quickly as the American organization. I was actually surprised to see the European number as well. Especially now, you have to learn. I see a lot of government officials tell Canadian organizations in panels like this, you just have to go fast. It's like, no, you don't. Going fast is a outcome of doing something else right. And what you have to do is have a risk mitigation process in place with your technology and trial and fail fast. Figure out how to trial, how to fail fast. And that will allow your organization to move fast. And the risks are easily managed around your data.
You have to have your risks mitigated so you can shut it down or migrate or change as you go. But you have to get to production to get that feedback. You have to work with those business users and see where the resistance to change is, and then find out if you have a real solution or not, because that's where you're going to find out. And that's where you're going to find out if, am I removing the non-value add time so I can focus on higher value activities, or do I have a really cool tech solution that it's kind of cool and kind of fun, but doesn't really solve a problem, and I'm not going to drop my COGS by 300 basis points relative to my peer set.
Just doubling down on this due diligence aspect, right? Like pressure tests kind of the security posture of the vendor, pressure test their privacy posture. You know, do you have the requisite confidence level that they can handle the data that you're going to send them or upload onto the platform in an appropriate way? That's really critical, if particularly where that's kind of the type of business being transacted. I also really, you know, would punctuate what everyone has said around change being hard and the criticality of having a really thoughtful business transformation or change management and implementation plan, and also being able to fail quickly if it hasn't worked out. And just super tactically, one of the ways to do that right is to make sure that you're not entering into long-term contracts. Like, I love an auto renew. I always try and push people to sign up to auto renewal contracts, but that's as a seller. As a buyer of technology, no, you want to be able to get out of it quickly and not be committed to paying continually over time for a service that isn't ultimately solving your problem.